Parenting is both a joy and a challenge, but when divorced couples find themselves in co-parenting situations, a good measure of wisdom is required. And here to offer guidance and help, psychologist Dr. Aaron McGinn. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what are the challenges? I mean, many of us have lived through those situations. And what are some of the, I guess, the leading challenges couples face in these situations?
I'd say the biggest one is just coordinating between parents when there's high conflict. Some separations and divorces work out fine and they're amicable, but when there's any level of conflict, being able to keep the tension out of it and coordinate as though it's a business, just making sure that you're taking care of what needs to be done and not stressing the kids in the process of doing it is the biggest challenge.
Well, is this a different situation for moms and for dads? Do men experience this differently?
To an extent, yeah. Men, at least in this country, tend to have less close relationships, less vulnerable and open relationships, and so have less support. And as a result, men are at much higher risk of death by suicide when they go through a divorce process. Their risk goes up by a lot, by a factor of 8 compared to before, whereas for women, there's not really an impact in this regard in particular. So the main difference and main challenge, I would say, is that dads tend to seek out and have a lot less support in their lives.
So if you're guiding someone, a couple through this, what does a father need to do to ensure his own mental health and well-being as he navigates this challenging situation in life?
Yeah. Number one is get enough sleep. It's funny, it's often overlooked, but life just becomes a lot worse with less sleep. Everybody's stupid. The world is a bad place when we're tired. And when we are able to charge our battery, we just deal with life a lot better. So paying attention to this. And the other, of course, is getting support, connecting with friends, connecting with family, not being shy and not being ashamed of what's happening. This is part of life. Maybe it's because of a mistake you made, or maybe not. Maybe it's just something that happened, but being able to be honest and open with friends and with family. And if you don't have people you're comfortable talking with, you can reach out to professionals, you can reach out to faith leaders, or you can reach out even to the National Crisis Line at 988. It's a free service. It's available to everybody in the U.S., and they're there 24/7 and happy to help. So just always connecting with more people, just having an opportunity to share and process and get support is so important.
Well, let's talk about the impact on children as they see their parents struggling, perhaps, and dad struggling in particular. What is the impact?
You know, there's a common myth that divorce is bad for kids. And that's not exactly true. What's really bad for kids is being exposed to conflict between parents, whether or not the parents are together. And so parents who are able to ideally reduce the level of conflict, but if not, at a minimum, completely insulating the kids from the conflict, can create a life for the kids that is actually fine. The stress comes in when the kids start being torn, pulled in different directions, asked to take sides, implicitly or explicitly, between the parents. That's very bad for kids.
Well, these are such big subjects, and for a 4-minute conversation, can you send our viewers to a website or some helpful resources?
Sure. I put together a bunch of resources, free resources. Some are videos and a podcast interviewing people going through the process, and that's all at divorcingdads.org, parentingforhumans.com as well. So everybody's welcome to come and check them out. But again, I want people to really remember the number 988. Dial it from any phone number anywhere in the U.S. It'll take you to free, confidential counseling services. They're 24/7. You never have to be alone when something bad is happening.
Thank you so much. Helpful information. Appreciate what you do.
My pleasure. Thank you.
More Lifestyles right after this. Stay with us.